customers are music to our ears. Genesis, we're behind every customer smile. I started screening for colon cancer because of my late husband, Jay. I wish he could have seen our daughter, Ellie, get married on the best day of her life. But colon cancer took him from us, like it's taken so many others. That's why I've made it my mission to talk about getting screened and ask people to share their reasons why.
I screen for my growing family. Being with them means everything to me.
I screen for my girls. They're always surprising me.
I screened for my son. I'm his biggest fan. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, it's time to screen. Today, there are more screening options than ever before, including Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
A Whopper for her, for him, and everybody? With creamy avocado spread, crispy bacon, seasoned tortilla strips, and spicy sauce. The Southwest Bacon Whopper makes any moment Whopper worthy. The Southwest Bacon Whopper, only at Burger King.
The general public thinks professional gamers are Greek gods, but they're human. These were two virtuosos. I can't play with him. I need to win a championship.
Downey community rattled after a shooting left 3 dead and 2 others injured.
Police say it all started at a house party early this morning when they responded to reports of gunshots on Lead Street and Paramount Boulevard. CBS 2's Lauren Posen spoke with stunned neighbors.
I knew it wasn't fireworks because, I mean, you know, growing up in LA and around the area, you know when fireworks are fireworks.
Corey Frazier says in the 23 years he's lived on Lead Street, he never thought it would turn into a crime scene.
The rapid succession, it was like 10 rapid shots, and then you heard like 6 more behind that, and then it got quiet.
Downey police say 12:45 Sunday morning, 5 people were shot at a house party. 3 men died. Paramedics rushed the remaining 2 victims, a woman and a man, to the hospital. Neighbor Anthony Ramos lives at the beginning of the street. He says the gunfire was so intense, he could hear it all the way up to his house.
Since police arrived, we've seen everything, so first there was 2 guys laid out on the street. We couldn't even see them from over here, too.
As investigators collected evidence, part of the street was blocked off. Frazier says one of the victims' fathers came by the scene.
He pulled up and actually parked in my driveway, and he was asking me, could he park here because his son just got murdered. And he actually had 2 sons at the party. One was murdered and the other one wasn't hurt.
While police say this is an isolated incident, neighbors say this has left them in disbelief.
Unbelievable. I mean, you know, to have 3 lives lost and 2 others wounded, you know, and it's the last thing you would expect on this block.
While investigators are out looking for suspects, they are asking if anyone has any information that can help with the investigation to get them a call. Reporting in Downey, Lauren Posen, CBS 2 News.
Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon now says he wants to testify before the January 6th committee. He first defied a congressional subpoena and is now set to go on trial on criminal contempt charges. But this weekend, he told the committee he now wants to testify in a public hearing. This after he says he got a letter from former President Donald Trump waiving executive privilege. The committee wants to know about Bannon's communications with Trump about certifying the 2020 presidential election results. The committee's next public hearing is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. It's expected to cover issues with far-right extremists. You can watch the hearing live right here on CBS 2. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesperson saying Schumer has only mild symptoms tonight. He is fully vaccinated and double boosted. Schumer now plans on isolating and working remotely as Congress returns to Washington this week. The Majority Leader is just one of many high-ranking elected officials to test positive in recent months.
Tonight, the WNBA's powerhouses dazzled in Chicago for the All-Star game, but much of the focus was on one of the league's top players who's still held in a Russian jail.
Fully focused on getting her home safely and as soon as possible.
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Ainsworth called Brittany Griner a top priority. The 31-year-old Griner pleaded guilty last week to drug possession, saying she brought cannabis vape cartridges into Russia in her luggage. Russian policy experts say the guilty plea may be a strategy to expedite Griner's trial and switch the focus to negotiations to bring her home. I'm Olga Ospina with your weather forecast. Look at these very hot temperatures on Sunday afternoon, 100s and upper 90s for places like Chatsworth, Lancaster, Lake Elsinore, 101. We had 90s in Chino, Ojai, and Yorba Linda. Taking a look at our satellite radar and showing you what it's going to be like as you wake up on Monday morning. Some cloud cover, that marine layer spreading into some of those inland spots also. Most of us will see clear conditions except right along the coastline, even as we head into the We're still looking at some limited visibility along the coastline. Even as we head into the afternoon, evening, still some areas will have some problem with visibility. And then once again, we'll see that marine layer late in the night and early Tuesday morning. So here's what we're expecting over the next few days. Temperatures above average, especially as you head a little bit further inland. The heat continues for the new work week. The low clouds and fog, and then a slight chance of getting some monsoonal moisture action as we head into Thursday and Friday, especially for mountains and deserts. At this point, a slight chance, but we'll keep tracking that for you. Here's a look at the big picture. Our futurecast showing us high pressure overhead, and then by Thursday and Friday, again, we have some of that monsoonal moisture that could potentially make it into our area, and we will continue warm into next weekend. Take a look at these temperatures. Valleys, 90s and 100s. Same goes for the Inland Empire, even slightly warmer. LA Inland, Orange County, a lot more comfortable, mostly in the 80s over the extended period. And the high deserts also very hot with 100s over the next 7 days. A colorful parade along Ocean Avenue for day 2 of the Long Beach Pride Festival. The Waterfront Festival also included performance by musicians and DJs, and guests say they were just happy to have the festival back in person after a 2-year hiatus. This was the 39th annual event.
Ciclavia taking over South LA today as a 3-mile stretch of Western Avenue turned into a rolling party. People were biking, skating, walking, and just roaming the streets without worrying about traffic. The free event reconnects people with neighbors and the community and also supports local businesses. The next event is August 21st in Hollywood and in West Hollywood.
Still to come, a contagious COVID variant has experts sounding the alarm about a summer surge. The latest next.
And Novak Djokovic looking for another title at Wimbledon today. Jim Hill next in Sports Central.
Get the CBS Los Angeles app on any device. Local news, sports, weather, video on demand, and CBS News Los Angeles, all in just one tap. Download now.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
Oh, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me.
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
96% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
So glad you got a Subaru. I wonder who gave me the idea.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
I'm on a mission to talk to people about getting screened for colon cancer and hear their reasons why. I screened for my son. I'm his biggest fan. If you're 45 or older at average risk, you have screening options, like Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Get out your ass. We're going to Camp McDonald's. We've got exclusive deals like 2 new menu hacks, merch drops every week, a performance by me, 3 more amazing shows leading up, and deals on the food you love, only in the McDonald's app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Dear sir,
I am anxious to learn about my sisters.
He understood the importance of bringing together the branches of your family tree.
It's no longer just pieces to the puzzle. They have the puzzle.
You gotta be smiling. I didn't make it, but they did.
So there you were, finally making some headway. When the whole landscape changes, that's when you can use an old friend, like Speedy Cash, your bridge over troubled waters. Speedy Cash, we're here for you, online and in-store.
Monkeypox vaccinations are expanding in LA County beginning tomorrow, even though it's a rare viral threat. The rising cases throughout Europe and the U.S. is raising concerns.
And today I spoke with Dr. Suman Radhakrishna, the Director of Infection Control at Dignity Health, California Hospital.
There is need for the vaccine for sure for individuals who've been already exposed or have high risk of getting exposed. But everyone else has to use caution right now. Please understand monkeypox is not fatal so far, at least based on what we are seeing right now, but it does cause enough amount of anguish and morbidity in the sense of not being well for a long period of time.
Well, in the COVID pandemic, the highly contagious subvariant is powering a comeback of the virus.
In LA County, new infections could trigger requirements for indoor masks within weeks. The latest spike is fueled by what may be considered the most contagious variant yet. Nationwide, new daily cases now averages more than 108,000 per day.
Hospitalizations are up more than 18% as CBS 2's Danya Backus reports reinfections are also growing.
Crowds in Los Angeles are showing few signs of COVID precautions as a rise in cases, fueled by the most contagious subvariant, could soon trigger the return of indoor mask mandates. Nationwide, BA.5 is responsible for more than half of all new cases. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus says a prior infection may not stop this strain.
If you had Omicron a couple weeks ago, you can get reinfected now.
Do you think that Americans are still taking this virus seriously?
Americans have moved on from COVID-19, and the problem is COVID-19 hasn't moved on from America.
Nearly 60% of the population is living in a high or medium COVID risk area, and that threat comes as summer travel hits pre-pandemic levels.
When we look at the numbers compared to a year ago, where are we?
Some aspects were much better, and some aspects were not. The hard part is we don't have good numbers.
While there's less demand for vaccines, Moderna just had to throw away about 30 million doses. Dr. Agus says they are the best weapon against another deadly COVID wave.
We're in a controllable situation now, and that's good. And that's partly because of these vaccines. We have to get better at our booster campaign, and that is very, very clear. And in certain circumstances, we may have to change our behavior by wearing masks and other things.
Updated vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna are expected in October. Dr. Agus says we're going to need periodic booster shots to give us greater protection against future variants.
Danya Backus, CBS 2 News.
A Central California McDonald's owner is sending more than a dozen young people to college. Raymond Costa's charitable foundation has given scholarships to 21 employees or their kids. He owns 9 locations in Salinas.
The Costa Foundation has funded more than $343,000 in scholarships since 2017.
Almost all of our crew go to school somewhere, and we've sent kids to UC Davis last year, Berkeley, San Diego, Hartnell, UMB, and they're making their lives better.
Well, Costa says he came from working in the field and is now happy to share his hard-earned success with others.
What a great story.
I know, doing some great work out there.
Definitely.
Thanks for watching CBS 2 News at 11. We're streaming 24/7 on CBS News Los Angeles.
Jim Hill is up next with Sports Central. Have a great night, everyone.
When you need help, it's great to be in sync with customer service, a team of reps who can anticipate the next step. Genesis Technology is changing the way customer service teams anticipate what customers need. Because happy customers are music to our ears. Genesis, we're behind every customer smile.
Toyota, let's go places.
And came up with it so who do not is who needs to be
Don't worry, you may feel every day, but your Subaru's value won't. The Subaru Outback has the best resale value in its class.
Check, please.
I'm on a mission to talk to people about getting screened for colon cancer and hear their reasons why.
I screened for my son. I'm his biggest fan.
If you're 45 or older at average risk, you have screening options, like Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard